Ever feel like your mind is at war with itself? You're not alone. The biggest battles in life aren't fought in boardrooms or battlefields. They're fought in silence, inside our own heads. Mental exhaustion. Emotional spirals. That endless, invisible tug-of-war that leaves us drained, before the day even begins. But what if I told you, there's a way to stop it? Not with toxic positivity. Not with vague, just relax, advice. But with battle-tested strategy. From the minds of ancient tacticians and modern thinkers alike. Hello everyone, welcome to the Strategy Wisdom Growth Club, a channel dedicated to cracking the truth about emotions and human nature. Remember to like, subscribe and turn on the bell so that you won't miss my new videos. Today, I'm going to show you 3 powerful, practical methods that strategic thinkers use to eliminate mental burnout and reclaim peace of mind. By the end of this video, you won't just feel calmer. You'll know how to outmaneuver your mental noise, like a master. So let's dive in. 1. Upgrade your circle. Eliminate hidden anxiety. There's a quote from The Art of War that says, "The wise commander does not go to war out of anger. The wise general never lets his emotions dictate the battlefield." And yet, how many of us fight wars every day, because of other people's energy? Here's the truth. Your environment is not neutral. It shapes you. We often think burnout comes from doing too much. But more often, it comes from carrying too many invisible weights. And those weights usually have names. Friends who constantly complain. Coworkers who sabotage progress with subtle envy. Family members who can't stand to see you win. These aren't just difficult relationships. They're emotional landmines. And the longer you stay near them, the more damage they do. Here's where strategy comes in. C. Real strategic thinkers don't view upgrading their circle as networking or chasing status. They see it as a matter of mental survival. Like cutting off infection to save the whole body. To reduce mental exhaustion, the first thing you must do is identify the sources of your inner anxiety and start filtering them out. Start by asking, who in my life consistently drains me? Who leaves me questioning my worth, my ideas, or my direction? Who triggers that low, nagging hum of self-doubt? These people may not mean harm. But their energy is costing you your peace. It doesn't matter if it's your childhood friend, a team member, or a family member. If they constantly sow seeds of anxiety, comparison, or confusion, your mind will never find rest. Now, here's the counter move. Seek out higher energy circles. Not just successful people, but people who are purpose-driven. Curious. Builders. People whose dreams light them up instead of weigh them down. Join forums where ideas are exchanged, not just gossip. Attend meetups, masterminds, conferences, even virtually, where energy is elevated. You'll start to notice something. Your nervous system settles when you're around people who are aligned with growth, not drama. This isn't about being elitist. It's about survival. Because if you hang around the chronically anxious, you'll start mistaking anxiety for reality. But when you surround yourself with focused, disciplined, value-driven individuals, you remember who you really are. You don't need to fight the mental fog. You need to walk out of it. Quick pause before we continue. If this is resonating, hit that like button and subscribe. Because next, we're diving into the secret weapon of every mental strategist, attention control. And trust me, you don't want to miss this. 2. Focus is power. Control your attention, control your mind. In today's world, your attention is under siege. Think about it. How many times a day do you pick up your phone without realizing it? How often do you scroll, swipe, and surf, and then wonder where the last hour went? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Mental burnout often comes from trying to focus, while constantly being pulled in 1,000 directions. Strategic thinkers understand something that most people don't. Your attention is your most valuable currency. And when you spend it carelessly, you go broke. So how do we fix this? You have to become the commander of your mental battlefield. Which means two things. 1. Identify your natural strengths. 2. Devote uninterrupted attention to them. Let's break that down. Step 1. Know your advantage. Every strategist starts with reconnaissance. Self-assessment. What do you do that energizes you? What do others come to you for? Where do you enter a flow state so deep, time disappears? This is your natural zone of genius. And when you're working inside it, your mental load decreases, because you're aligned. When you drift outside of this zone, that's when you feel overwhelmed, scattered, lost. You start comparing. You start doubting. You start spiraling. Step 2. Protect that attention like a fortress. Once you've identified your zone, guard it. Block distractions. Silence notifications. Build rituals that keep your attention anchored. This isn't just about productivity. This is about preserving your energy. Every time you jump between TikTok, email, texts, and YouTube, you pay a tax. Your brain burns fuel switching gears. And over time, that fuel runs dry. But when you train yourself to focus deeply on what matters most, you generate energy. You stop reacting to noise, and start building something that lasts. As Cal Newport puts it in Deep Work, the ability to perform deep work is becoming rare at exactly the same time it is becoming increasingly valuable. So if you want peace, don't chase calm. Chase clarity. And clarity comes when you filter out the noise, and double down on your strengths. 3. Build psychological armor. Expand your pain tolerance. Here's a truth most people avoid. Life is hard. Not occasionally hard. Not unfair, sometimes hard. Relentlessly hard. For everyone. But some people crumble, and others rise. Why? Not because they're lucky. Or born strong. But because they've trained themselves to handle pain. You can't eliminate stress. But you can raise your threshold for it. This is the third strategy, and it's where mental exhaustion finally gets crushed. Strategic endurance. It's the inner discipline to stay calm under pressure. The patience to build when others quit. The emotional stamina to endure discomfort without collapsing. And the only way to build it is through controlled adversity. So here's your mission. Start seeking discomfort intentionally. Not recklessly, but strategically. Wake up early, even when your bed begs you to stay. Work out when you don't feel like it. Take on projects that scare you. Speak up in meetings even when your voice shakes. These aren't just acts of productivity. They're micro-revolutions. Every time you lean into discomfort, you're training your nervous system to stay strong under fire. And every time you endure without escape, you build what psychologists call distress tolerance. This is the secret sauce of mental resilience. Because here's what no one tells you. You don't become mentally strong by avoiding stress. You become strong by mastering your relationship to it. Like a warrior in training, every challenge is an invitation. To sharpen. To solidify. To level up. Eventually, what used to overwhelm you becomes your warm-up. That's the goal. Mental exhaustion isn't a flaw. It's a signal. A message from your mind saying, something's off. Let's recalibrate. These aren't hacks. They're long-term strategies. And when you practice them daily, something beautiful happens. You stop being a prisoner of your mind. And you become its master. So ask yourself this: are you ready to stop reacting, and start leading yourself? If this video sparks something in you, drop a comment. Let me know which strategy hit hardest. And if you want more content like this, subscribe. We go deep every week with real, actionable wisdom to help you think clearer and live stronger. Remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be strategic. I'll see you in the next one.